Up till fairly recently, you could describe the Isuzu KB in one word: workhorse, because it was more about getting the job done than getting you around town in pure comfort. But thanks to a recent update, Isuzu have added some real refinement. So for me, this blue bucky could be the dark horse. It's another one of the 4x4s on test here, with an interior that feels more like a car than a utility vehicle, with good materials and an ergonomic layout. The spec list is what stands out though. Our KB features climate control, cruise control and an audio system with USB. But all that comfort doesn't mean it's gone soft. Point the Isuzu at some dirt and it'll take it on with ease. A rotary controller makes setting up for 4x4 terrain as simple as you like. The accelerator and brake responses are smooth and controlled, allowing for easy progress. I was genuinely surprised by the Isuzu KB. I always knew it was good off-road, but it's got a great interior and a top-class drive in a range of conditions. The third part of that equation, though, is its diesel engine, which by comparison to the others runs out of steam fairly early on, and that impacts its on-road enjoyment. The 3-litre diesel puts out 130 kilowatts and 380 newton meters, but the torque peak comes in below 3,000 RPM. It'll cruise happily at highway speeds, although overtaking isn't the easiest of processes. But the KB does have other driving talents. The off-road ability of the KB has never been in question. It's always been a very good package, but now it has proper on-road manners as well. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it has the best ride setup out of any car in this test. We've hit rain, storms, wind, bad tar, off-road conditions, and it just always feels good. The KB's motor provides decent power, but the way in which that power is delivered means it's not the most capable open-road cruiser on test. Its ability to keep driver and passenger comfortable, matched to genuine off-road talent, means the Isuzu KB is a strong contender for our title.
After multiple Dakar wins, the Mitsubishi brand has a strong reputation in off-road terms. This is its take on the double cab sector. It's a vehicle that is slightly left of centre, not quite as large and as muscular as some of its competitors, but it does look nimble and agile enough when you get going.
The Triton feels eager and full of get up and go on tar and continues that athletic behaviour in the rough stuff. That despite a relatively small capacity 2.5 litre engine that still delivers 131 kilowatt of muscle and an impressive 400 newton meters of twist. The 5-speed gearbox has a good choice of ratios.
The Mitsubishi Triton is competitive in power and torque terms. It's also very wieldy in off-road conditions because it's not as muscular and as large as some of the other competitors here. But to be frank, from a styling point of view, it's not everybody's first choice.
Of course, appearance is very much a subjective issue, and at least the Triton manages to stand out from the bucky crowd. Useful ground clearance and a rugged suspension make for effortless off-road performance. The interior is well laid out and offers most of the important extras, from remote central locking and aircon to a sound system with integrated Bluetooth. Rear accommodation feels a little more restricted than some of the other contenders here though.
As we've already mentioned, this Mitsubishi Triton is a lot more compact than we've become used to with the new generation double cabs, and that has both positive and negative connotations. In the very tight off-road stuff, of course, it does mean that this vehicle is more agile, really gets through that twisty bits a lot easier. But on the open road, it doesn't feel quite as composed, doesn't quite feel as settled as some of the other vehicles in this test. Also have to say that from a ride quality point of view, this is a much harder riding bucky than, let's for instance, say the Isuzu or the Amarok. But still a very competent vehicle, perhaps a little bit more off-road biased, but indeed nothing wrong with this at all.
There's a lot to admire about the Triton. It's a wieldy and user-friendly double cab with good power and performance, and it shines in off-road conditions too. However, the ride refinement isn't up there with the best in this test, and the hard suspension setup can make it feel unsettled when pressing on.
Looking at all 6 of our competitors, the VW Amarok has the smallest power plant, but the best power-to-weight ratio. It just edges the Mitsubishi Triton.